Well, good morning, everyone, subscribers here at Worthy Ready, new viewers. Welcome here to Worthy Ready. I am the host of Worthy Ready, the radical self image makeover for women ready to create a life they love. I'm a Worthy Ready woman. I hope you're a Worthy Ready woman and that you'll join me on this journey, that place that we will embark together, the journey that we will take as we draw a line in the sand, step over the I'm done hill, and go in to claim our worth with that battle cry, I am worthy ready. I am ready to claim my worth. I am ready to live my best life. I'm Eve Rosenberg. I'm an emotional wellness coach and author and an advocate for autonomy, self love, self worth, and walking into the world with the gifts only we have to offer and recognizing that we all matter. We all have a significant place in this world, and it's time to recognize this for ourselves. I'm out here because I'm angry about this. I'm angry that we've been misguided and misled in terrible, terrible ways where we've closed our hearts off to ourselves and abandoned ourselves at very deep levels. I want to assure you there's nobody more important than you, and we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to start off by reading something out of my book, My Dearest Self, I Forgive You, as we in this radical self image makeover, recognizing that a very big key ingredient, if not the most important, is self forgiveness, radical self forgiveness. But we don't recognize that is an uphill battle. It's actually easier to forgive others than it is to forgive ourselves. Let me start by explaining a little bit of what I mean as I say that. In my book, My Dearest Self, I Forgive You, the essential steps to embracing your journey and loving your life. This book is filled with beautiful reminders of self worth. So I will start. This is a hardcover version. I'm going to start on page 4 and just read a little bit about this uphill battle that we experience on our journey of self forgiveness. The self forgiveness debacle. It took some time and lots of challenges for me to recognize why forgiving myself didn't stick like I hoped it would in the past. It was evident in the experiences I was attracting and the strategies I adopted to deal with them. The arduous path of settling up with myself around all the things I deemed wrong seemed to become more of an uphill battle with time. The mistakes I swore I would never repeat, the habits I committed to break for good, the promises to myself I vowed to not falter on. It all fell by the wayside before it had a chance to make any impact. Forgiving myself seemed an unlikely prospect and had a downside too. After all, how many times can you let yourself down before you lose all trust, lock the door, and throw away the key? It would make sense to cut ourselves some slack, but in reality, we use all the get out of jail free cards for other people we grant the benefit of the doubt to, who we give more than second chances to, who we hope with all hope they will see we are special and love us, and we exert all our energy when it comes to forgiveness on them. It would seem logical and compassionate that when life throws us a curveball, whether it's a small disappointment or a huge betrayal, that we would step up on our behalf to deliver the tender loving care we are desperate for. But instead, we either beat ourselves up or crawl into a fetus position on a cold bathroom floor and feel abandoned. And if we are blessed enough to be in the moment and wake up while we're there, well, most times we don't, we will recognize that this is a fertile time to heed the call. We yearn for our own love and acceptance. We yearn for our own love and acceptance. Let me start out this episode by sharing with you that there is no one more important in your life than you. You matter most. There is nothing more important than the way you see yourself, the way you experience yourself, and the way you feel. There is nothing more important than your emotional wellness. And believe me when I tell you, your physical health is directly tied to your emotional wellness. The way you see yourself, the way you experience yourself will determine all your experiences in life, all the relationships you have with others, and whether you'll have any joy and peace at all, whether you'll feel fulfilled, whether you'll find your passion and your purpose. Let me say it again. There is nothing more important in your life than the way you see and experience you. Your self-image is everything. It's time to stop looking in the outer world for all the different things to try to make yourself a better version of yourself. The best version of yourself happened when you were 2 years old, when you were emotionally underdeveloped and completely innocent and saying no to everything that didn't feel good. You loved who you were. You protected yourself. And then life started to happen. You were told who to be. You were told who not to be. Let me say it again. There's nothing more important in your world than the way you see and experience yourself. I am here with the intention and agenda to support anyone who is willing, anyone who wants to live their intended life and create their best life, to step into a radical self-image makeover so that you see yourself with new eyes, with loving eyes, with compassionate eyes. That's what this channel is all about. And I can tell you it took me a long time to come out here because part of me felt it's self-abusive to exploit myself on social media. But I am here because I'm angry. I'm angry for me and I'm angry for you. I'm angry for all of us and I'm angry for the world because we bought into a bunch of bullshit. And this I'm not good enough hat that we wear has to go. Now, you might want to sit down because towards the end of this episode, I'm going to share with you a huge insight that I had that you'll want to sit down for. Because I believe strongly it explains a lot of why we step into this place of, I'm just not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not whatever enough. And I have a little theory of why we do that. And, well, it shocked me, but it lit me up at the same time. But before we go there, I want to suggest that it's time to start anew as we embark on this radical self-image makeover journey together. It's time to do things differently. It's time to take all the guidance and conditioning and misguidance, as I want to call it, and start supporting ourselves. So the first step here is to start taking things personally. Everyone says don't take things personally. That's a lot of misguidance. Let me just give you an example to that. Your husband comes home from work and you know he's had a bad day because he's acting like a total jerk. And so you make an excuse. Oh, John's had a bad day today. I better stay clear. Let me make an excuse for John and his bad day. Let John verbally and emotionally abuse me because he had a bad day. No, unacceptable. Here's another scenario. John comes home and he had a bad day. I'm John's wife and I approach John and say, honey, I see you're not in a good mood. Can I make you a cup of tea? I'm happy to sit down and talk with you if you like and listen, but don't you dare ever talk to me that way again. And you walk out of the room and you withhold, you set a boundary, you implement consequences, and believe me, John will know better because you're demanding respect and in time you're commanding it. We have to start taking things personally and stop making excuses for people and their bad behavior and their crappy childhoods as well. When we bring other people in our lives, we need to be responsible for ourselves and they need to be responsible for themselves. So if you enter into any relationship with anyone for any reason and they don't self-reflect or believe in therapy or life coaching or anything where they can examine and heal what ails them, run for your life. This is not the relationship that somebody that does the same for themselves needs to be in. Remember, we are worthy ready here. The abuse ends today. So we're going to talk about taking things personally. I'm also going to suggest that the greatest gift you could give yourselves and others and the world at large is to see yourself at your core without censoring who you are, without living the way others want you to be, and without buying into the sheer bullshit for one more moment that you don't matter, that you aren't worth it, or that you simply are not good enough. Let's take a vow today to take off that hat. I'm going to use a metaphor here to share with you the insight that shocked me and lit me up like a Christmas tree all at the same time. I'm just going to put my glasses on, glance at my notes so I don't leave anything out. Now, let me suggest, as I use this metaphor, imagine, I don't know if any of you have ever had poison ivy or the measles or chicken pox or anything like that, but you're itching all over your body. You just want to scratch. You can't control it. The itching is so strong, you have to get your fingers on it or something. You need something to stop that itch. It's just driving you crazy. So what do? You reach for the calamine lotion or what other medication or topical cream the doctor has prescribed for you. Cortisone cream, whatever it is, and you put it on and oh God, at least that itching went away. So hear this. The I'm not good enough hat that we put on to walk into the world is your calamine lotion. It's your cortisone cream. Let me explain. In order to go through every day of our lives, pushing our own needs and desires away for other people, all with the agenda of being a good person, a decent person, a selfless person, a person that is taught to sacrifice ourselves for them, whoever they are, in order to subside that itch of our own needs and desires, we need to tone it down. We need our calamine lotion. We need our cortisone cream. We need to do whatever we can so that we're not itching all day long. All day long. Can you imagine at the end of the day? We'd want to jump off a bridge or bury our head in the sand or just evaporate into thin air. It would be too crazy. How could we just itch all day? So, wow, this is what we do. We have to, in the deep depths of our psyche, convince ourselves with all the guidance and conditioning that we're taught to believe, misguidance, I should say, that we're not good enough. That's the only way we could skip along and make others matter more than us. It's the only way we could significantly and effectively abandon ourselves to walk into our lives day by day by day and be there for everyone else but us. And what a mess. We look at a collective full of all the different parts of people that can't be themselves, that can't fulfill their own needs and desires, that can't reach their own dreams and live with joy and peace. That's the kind of collective we want, made up of all people that are miserable and feel like they don't count. Is that the collective? Look around the world. It's evident we're doing it wrong. And the only way to grasp your own life and to change your life and live a full and peaceful life, you have to just do what you can for yourself. You will be there for others in ways you can't imagine. Because when we fill ourselves up and give ourselves our own love and compassion and tender loving care, there's nothing else we'd rather do than be there for others. Let me go back to my notes because this is huge and important, that we convince ourselves to wear this I'm not good enough hat in order to walk into the world abandoning ourselves. No one's happy doing it. And believe me, we're going to talk about the selfish picture later as we embark on self-forgiveness. The point of this is that you become angry enough, that you're willing enough, and you desire enough to forgive yourself. Because along with me, how many times have you broken promises to yourself? How many times have you lied to yourself? How many times have you chosen others over yourself? How many times have you allowed yourself to be abused by others and make excuses for them? No more. We draw a line in the sand right now. No more accommodating, no more acquiescing, no more doing, and overdoing for other people, becoming exhausted and leaving ourselves out. How many times do we have to step over ourselves, abuse ourselves, diminish ourselves to appear like we're nice? It is absolutely, horrendously, ridiculously nonsense, and you can't make sense out of nonsense. It's time to say no. It's time to set boundaries. It's time to implement consequences and stop allowing others to treat us badly. And the surest way to do this is to treat yourself better and to not allow others to treat you badly. I'm going to share a cute little story in my first book, Your Happy Life Realized. And I'm going to share this for a reason, so that you get a little cute little story to support what I'm saying here. In Your Happy Life Realized, How to Stop Putting Others First and Yourself Last Now, my first book. This is the paperback version on page 89. This is chapter 13, Taking It Personally. Cool, my father would say. Very cool. Cold. Ice cold. I would change direction quickly and look elsewhere. Warm. Warmer. Hot. Burning hot, my father would shout. When I was a little girl, I believed my father was God. He was everything to me. My dad could have easily been mistaken for the young actor James Dean, posing in his black leather jacket. The resemblance was uncanny. I loved being around him. Whenever he entered or left a room, I could smell the scent of Old Spice. The game we often played is still fresh in my mind. My father called it hot potato, cold potato. He'd take a small potato out of the fridge and tell me to close my eyes while he hid it. Kid, as he fondly called me, was my cue to open my eyes and begin searching high and low. The farther away I was from the potato, the colder it got. The closer I was, the hotter. When I discovered the secret hiding place, I'd hold the potato tightly in my hand, throw up my arms, and giggle. Please, Daddy, I'd say. Hide it again. If I were lucky, we'd play a few times. Today, I think of this game when I meet new people. As much as I believe everyone comes into our lives for a reason, some people are meant to stay and others are not. It brings me comfort to view the world in this way because as an avid people pleaser most of my life, I was always juggling too many potatoes. I needed everyone to like me. I see now how unrealistic this was and how it set me up for a lot of unnecessary disappointment. If there's one lesson that sticks with me now, it's that nothing lasts forever. And in the past, I needed to hang on to that belief. The people I surround myself with now, and the new ones I meet and befriend, I refer to as hot potatoes. Everyone is a teacher and has a place in my life, as I can learn from all of them. I have the choice of who I want to remain in my circle. Hot potatoes are the relationships that bring me joy and connection. The cold potatoes aren't a joyful match, but are important since lessons can be learned from them as well. This is important to recognize that as you go forth and embark on this radical self-image makeover, that you surround yourself with hot potatoes. And I share this story that you could think of the people that lift you up and bring you joy as hot potatoes, and all the others are cold potatoes. Learn from them and also steer clear from them. As we move on today and into next week and on our journey of self-forgiveness as the main ingredient in our radical self-image makeover, remember, there is no one more important than you. There is nothing more important than the way you see yourself and feel about yourself. And recognize that it's up to you to change this. It's time this week now, as you've been bringing up grudges and resentments that you've been holding against yourself, to begin to apologize to yourself over and over and over again. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. And it's not about it all being your fault. It's not all your fault. There's a lot that isn't your fault at all. But regardless of it being your fault or not, you will hold it against you. We have a tendency to hold things against us because even when we're victimized by others, we have a tendency to believe, well, if it weren't for us and the way we are, or the fact that we don't matter, or that we're not worth it, or that we're just simply not good enough, that these things wouldn't be happening to us. So what's more important now is to recognize that it's time to see ourselves with new eyes, loving eyes, compassionate eyes, so that we can heal. This week, I'm going to ask that you apologize to yourself, and I'm going to be specific that you get a picture of yourself when you were young, anywhere from 7 years old and younger. I think I'm about 7 here. I call her Evie. That was my nickname when I was young. And I used to hate that for such a long time. I love it now. I love my little Evie. And I'm fighting for her. Because as I grew up, I didn't fight for myself. I wasn't taught to. I didn't learn to. And neither did you. But doesn't mean we can't start now. So get a picture of yourself 7 years or younger. And this is who you're going to start this fight with. This worthy, ready battle cry. I'm ready to claim my worth. That when you apologize to yourself, when you move forth and set boundaries with others and implement consequences and start withholding forgiveness from others, because personally, I think that's the only justice you're ever going to get. The only people I truly forgive have happened when I chose to withhold forgiveness and then by allowing myself just to feel the way I feel. Some people I have forgiven, some I believe I never will, and that's okay. You don't have to hold on to anything in order to withhold forgiveness. Allow the karma gods and God to do their work. Many people do not deserve your forgiveness, but you deserve your radical self-forgiveness. I'm going to leave with one more reading. I'm going to read in my book, My Dearest Self, I Forgive You, which is always a great mantra. Put your hand over your heart as you apologize to yourself this week. My dearest self, I forgive you. These are the essential steps to embracing your journey and loving your life. I'm going to leave you with this action step as well. The hardcover version, page 27. Make it a habit to enjoy your own company. By yourself, with yourself. Bond. Take a step forward on your behalf. Schedule a date night with yourself and do something you love. Start bonding with yourself. Become ready to enjoy being by yourself. Recognize what it's like to spend time with yourself, and it may be hard at first, but learn to enjoy being with you, bonding with you, because this is another important ingredient to getting a new lens to look through, to see yourself differently. Remember, there is no one more important than you, and there's nothing more important than the way you see yourself and experience yourself, for that is the way you will experience the world and all the relationships that you have. Once you bond with yourself and give yourself your own love and compassion, you will become amazed at how you're there for others and how you serve the world. Till next week, sending you lots of love. Press the like button if you like this content. To new subscribers, I welcome you. To old subscribers, I'm so happy you're here. And I enjoy each episode as we each get a step closer to loving ourselves deeply. I'll talk to you next week.